All right, so I'm gonna get right into it. This is about a 6 minute video. It's gonna kind of break down who I am, my background, and then it's gonna start breaking down um, some basic terms about the stock market, and then it's gonna get into what is flipping, how it works, and then we're gonna see a demo of some different stock flips. So with that said, I'm just go ahead and hit play.
Hi, my name is J.R. Fenwick, and I'm the founder and CEO of Flip That Stock. And we're an education and technology company that's been in business over 10 years. We specialize in teaching beginners a fun and non-complicated way to learn how the stock market works and how to become active traders and investors in the stock market. And we've helped over 31,000 people learn about the stock market. And I've been featured in numerous magazines, newspapers, conferences, and on radio shows sharing insight on the stock market. And I'm the recipient of the Community Life Changers Award. Today, what I want to do is I want to talk to you about how to flip stocks for profit in less than 1 hour a day from your laptop. But first, let's talk about what a stock is. All a stock is ownership in a company. You see, companies sell slices of ownership and they call them shares. And you can remember it by thinking, hey, you're sharing in the ownership of that company. And there are literally thousands of companies that you can buy shares of ownership in. Now, let's say you have a person and they say, hey, I want to buy 500 shares in a company. And let's say you have somebody over here who already owns 500 shares and they want to sell it. Well, how would they know about each other? How would they connect? You need a middleman, and the middleman is called a broker. And the broker facilitates transactions between the buyers and sellers and gets paid a commission sometimes. Sometimes it's $5 to $10 that the buyer pays, and sometimes it's $5 to $10 that the seller pays. But a lot of brokers don't charge anything. No commission to buy and sell shares of stock through them. And so there are many brokers out there. You got Charles Schwab, you got E-Trade, you got TD Ameritrade, Fidelity, Interactive Brokers. There's many brokers out there. So now that a person buys their shares of stocks, right, there's many things they can do, but the two most common things that people do is one, they invest. And that's what most people learn about, how to buy shares of stock, and they hold them. And if you hold your shares of stock for 1 year or longer, you're an investor. And here's what investors want to do. They want to buy low and sell high down the road, make a profit. Or or they may want to get dividends. And all dividends are is they're paid out typically quarterly. And when a company makes a profit, they like to reward their shareholders by paying them dividends. And so these are a couple ways that people can make money when they're investors. But that's not going to be our focus today. Our focus today is going to be on trading and flipping stocks. And that's where you're buying and selling shares of stocks over a shorter period of time, which could be months, weeks, days, hours, minutes, even seconds. We're looking to generate right now money, not money down the road. And so let me give you an example of how stock prices fluctuate throughout the day. So first, we have to understand the stock market opens at 9:30 Eastern and it closes at 4 p.m. Eastern. And during that time, there's thousands of stocks that are going up and down in price. So let's just look at this example here. Let's say you have a stock and it's at $20 and it goes up to $23, comes down to $22, goes up to $24, comes down to $18, goes up to $21. So it's fluctuating up and down throughout the day. And so you're seeing that it's volatile. So we call it stock volatility. And that's a measure of how much a stock's value fluctuates up and down in a period of time. Now, what is stock flipping? Well, stock flipping is buying and selling shares of stock in a short period of time using the volatility with the intention to make a profit. So let's look at an example here. Let's say that you have this stock, and let's say you buy 500 shares at $21. And let's say it just goes up 50 cents to $21.50 and you sell it. Okay, so the stock just moved 50 cents. Well, how do we make money? What we do is we take the number of shares times the price movement. So we had 500 shares and it moved 50 cents. And so we made a profit of $250. Now that $250 profit could be made over hours, over days, over weeks, It can be made over minutes. It can be made over seconds, right? We're looking to do it in less than an hour. So how do we do this in less than an hour? Well, there are two 1 hour time slots during the time that the stock market is open where stocks are more volatile than others. And so what we do is during those 1 hour time slots where the movement is most volatile, that's where we go in and we look to get in and out of stocks with the opportunity to take a profit. Now, what's the biggest secret on Wall Street that very few people know about? And that is the big secret is you can make money when a stock goes down in price, right? So let me give you an example. The first example we already went over. You bought shares of a stock at $21. It went up 50 cents. You sold it at $21.50. But what if you got that stock at $21.50 and it went down 50 cents to $21? Are you telling me, JR, that you can make money doing that? Yes, we can make money when stocks go up and we can make money when stocks go down. And so it seems a little crazy. It's almost like, when Arnold used to say to Willis on that show back in the day, what you talking about, Willis? But trust and believe me, they don't talk about this on the news and let people really know about this. But the great thing about stock flipping is we can make money when a stock goes up. We can make money when a stock goes down. So I know you came here to see a real stock flip, but before we do that, I want to show you something. All right. I want to use an analogy. Okay. And if I ask you, what is this? Most of you would say, hey, this is a car dashboard. And on this car dashboard, there's a lot of blinking lights, right? If you went out and put your key in the ignition in your car and turned it on, a bunch of blinking lights would come on. But you don't say to yourself, oh, it's too many blinking lights, so I'm not going to drive my car. I'm not going to learn to drive my car, right? You learn it and you go ahead and drive it. The reason I'm bringing this up is because when I show you my stock flipping dashboard, there's going to be a lot of blinking lights. Don't get intimidated by that. We're going to break that down and we teach people how to read those lights, and it's no more complicated really than reading the dashboard on your car. So that's one thing I want you to be aware of. The next thing I want you to be aware of is this right here. If I ask you, well, what is this? Most people will say that's pliers and a nut. Okay. And if I took this nut and I put it in between the pliers and squeeze down on it, then the nut is trapped in between the pliers. Well, that's a technique that we're going to use on the stock, right? When we trigger an order, right, we put pliers or brackets around that stock. That way we can control the risk, right? If the stock doesn't do what we want it to do, we can control the risk because it's contained within a certain area. And likewise, if it moves a certain amount and touches a certain part of the bracket, we can automatically trigger it to sell and give us a profit. Okay.
Okay, Aziz. So I obviously stopped the video. So that's really a
So,
a brief summary of how this whole thing works. Ultimately, stocks go up and down throughout the day, as you know, and we're just looking to get in and get out very quickly and grab a profit. And we have to have a tool or a platform in order to do that, right? And one of the things that I know scares people when they first see that software. They're like, "Oh my God, this thing! I don't know if I can do this." Because that's what happened to me. I don't know if I told you the story of this, but when I first saw it, I was at a conference. I was using a different platform, and but everybody was talking about this platform, and I'm seeing all these people using. I'm like, they ain't that smarter than me. So I downloaded, got home, I downloaded it. Man, the first time I opened that thing, I was like, "Ooh, oh, wait a minute." I closed it, opened it back up a second time. It's like, this thing's hurting my head. Closed it, opened it up a third time. It's a true story. And then the fourth time, I was like, you know what? Other people can know this. I'm gonna learn it. And what I did was I broke it down into pieces, and I just learned each little section. And I was blown away how simple it is. And now you know it too. Like, you're using the software now, and it's like, this ain't complicated software. You just need to know how to use it, right? So I always like to prep people with analogies. I call myself the king of analogies. because I know when we get in these cars nowadays, man, some of these cars, they're really just computers on wheels.
Yeah.
And the dashboards, I have one friend, literally, and I'm not exaggerating, the whole dashboard goes from the driver's side all the way across to the passenger side with all kind of, you can put strobe lights in the car and change the mood. I mean, it's ridiculous.
It
And,
is.
and matter of fact, we had to pull out the owner's manual to figure out how to work the doggone thing.
It's
Right?
complicated.
Yeah, so it was a 2025. I forget what model car it was, but it had everything. So I want people to know when I show you my dashboard and these next screens, I don't want you to get intimidated and scared and all that, because we teach this down. I mean, we teach it very easily how to read this stuff. Then the other analogy is the pliers, right? An analogy is you're going to see me in the demonstration slap what I call pliers around the stock. And that's going to trap that stock in the middle here, just like this nut would be trapped if I put it in here, right? And this is where we can control our risk, because there's no guarantee the stock is going to go up and do what we want it to do, right? So we have to have some kind of way to control our risk, okay? And so I call this the pliers technique. So I use a lot of simple terms when I'm explaining stuff to break it down to anybody. You don't have to have any stock market experience to come into our program and start learning. We can teach people from scratch. Matter of fact, you're one of those people, Aziz, because I remember when you didn't believe it, you were like, man, I don't know about the stock market thing.
Yeah, I
Uh,
was definitely not a believer.
yeah.
It
And
is as
and
simple as you say.
and it's funny because right before we got on this call, you said, "Man, I'm getting really good at this, man. I'm getting scared. I don't want to start getting cocky or anything, but I'm getting good at this thing." Right?
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of understanding the concept. Stocks go up and down. We're looking to take advantage of that movement and get in and out. And we have to use a tool to do that. So we have a platform we use it that we do that with. And then we have a system that we follow. And so I want to break this down a little bit further uh, because I pride myself on making things very, very simple. All right. So before I click the video to actually show a demonstration of a stock flip, I want to show you guys, this is a zoomed in uh, screenshot of a platform that we're going to use. And I want to just share some brief things here that are very simple. When we see this red markers, they call them candlesticks because up close they look like candlesticks. Um, Red means the stock is going down. Green means the stock is going up. Now I want your listening audience to think, well, what's hard about that? And there's absolutely nothing hard about it. Red stock price is going down, green stock price is going up. As soon as you trigger an order, you're going to start seeing whether you're making money or not. Because you'll start seeing right here, it might be $50, $100, whatever, going up and down, because the stock doesn't just go and sit there. Most of the time, it's constantly moving. So if this number is in green, that means you're making money. If it's in red, that means you're losing that amount of money. Okay. So nothing complicated about that. One other thing I want to show you guys, this dark ocean blue here, that's where the stock market first opens up at 9:30. This light blue area or shaded area here is what they call the pre-market. And usually that's from like 7 to 9:30. And then at 9:30, it changes to this dark blue area. That means the stock market is open officially. And you might see on TV where they talk about the opening bell and stuff like that. You hear the bell. All right. So let's go down here. And this is the next thing I want y'all to see. This is all before I show you the videos that's coming up. Remember, we were talking about the pliers. So here's an example, a screenshot of, and I triggered an order to do a stock flip, and that stock is trapped. It's trapped right in between these pliers. And so I've already programmed the software, which is not hard to do. Would you agree, Aziz, that all this stuff that I'm showing you is very, very, it's so simple to do that if people won't believe it, but you got to have somebody showing you. It's a lot of moving parts, but the parts are not hard, to do.
Yeah. Especially like you said, you got somebody that knows what they're doing already, and they're just walking you through it. That's basically what it is.
Yeah, I think, I've been doing this in the stock market in some way, shape, or form for 20 years now, right? I started to flip that stock 11 years ago. And so I can do this in my sleep. I've done it so many times. And I can teach people all the little tips and tricks because you're not just going to go and open up an account, download the software, and figure all this out. The software has to be configured a certain way to say. But if you have a coach and a mentor right by your side saying, do this, do this, do this, do this, and do this, all you got to do is just follow what we're teaching you. All right. And so back to this particular screenshot, triggered an order, and you can see the pliers around the stock. And so if the stock goes up and hits this top part, right, this top line, it's already programmed, boom, sell it, get me out and give me my money. Right. So we program all this into the software before we even trigger an order. But there's no guarantee this is going to go up. So we have to have some protection down here. So if the stock doesn't go up and it comes down and hits this, it will automatically sell it. But we can predetermine what our risk amount is. We can predetermine and say, I'm willing to risk $50, $100, 200, whatever amount you want to risk, right? And we teach you all about that as well. But the bottom line is we're going to slap pliers around that so that stock is trapped in between that. Okay, just turn my phone off here. All right, so now we got the basics down. Now I want your viewing audience to think about this. Think about how much they've learned in just about 15 minutes. We learned about the difference between investing and trading. We learned what a stock is, what a stockbroker is, what a stock market is. Uh, we learned, you know, flipping stocks and about the platform. We learned about the pliers technique. We learned all this in about 15 minutes, broken down very simply. Now, what I'm going to do is take everything that I just taught you, and you're going to see it in action. Okay. So, right here, this whole video is 4 minutes and 34 seconds. I'm not going to play the whole video. I'm probably going to speed it up so we can just get to the point and see it. But I'll start it here. And now this is the whole, let me just pause it for a second. This is our whole platform. And I always tell people, just go ahead, get it out your system. Oh my God, that looks so complicated. Oh, Jesus, it was so easy before. Now you're dropping this one. I don't know. So you got two options right now. You can take my word for it. You can take Aziz's word for it. It is not hard to learn this when you have somebody showing you what to do. But it does make you look really, really smart. Like when I was in Starbucks, right? And, I had my laptop open and people walking by and they're looking. And so one guy was bold enough to say, "Man, what do you do, bro? You work for NASA or something? What is all that?" So it makes you look really smart, but it's not that hard when you have somebody showing you step by step what to do. All right, so we've got our stock, right? And I'm going to play the video. And once I trigger an order, you're going to see brackets go around this order. All right, pliers. All right, I call them pliers. A technical term is brackets. So the market just opened up here in the dark blue. That's 9:30, right? And we see a little green candlestick. Okay, that means the price is going up, but I haven't triggered an order or anything yet. You'll see pliers appear once I trigger the order. And what I'm doing is just like when you drive a car, you're reading signals. You may not be thinking about it, but you're reading red light, green light, yellow light, school bus crossing, kids over there. You're reading signals. I'm reading signals here. And I'm looking for the ideal time to trigger. And once I trigger, then you'll see these pliers pop up. So boom, I just triggered, and there's my pliers. So that stock, which is right here, is trapped. It's trapped in there. All it can do is go up, sideways, or down, right? So, and you can see, let me enlarge this some. You guys can see the profit right there going up and down, right? And I could get out right now and grab that profit. But the stock is doing what I wanted to do. So I'm just letting it roll because I really wanted to come up here and hit this, right? And so I'm just watching it. Now it went into the red. They're like, oh, JR, it went into the red, man. Why did you let it? No, we have a system. You follow the system. And there's a certain way that I'm reading, right? We're not going to go into all the steps of reading and all that. We teach that in our mentorship program. But I'm reading this. And even though it went into the negative, I'm okay. I'm still reading it. And overall, it's indicating that, this is going up. And so I'm just staying calm. Is it a guarantee it's going to keep going up? No, anything can happen. That's why I got to have my protection right here at the bottom. But it's doing what I wanted to do. So I'm just staying calm and I'm reading these various signals that we teach people how to read. And I'm letting it do what it, I'm letting it, as Ray Charles said back in the day, I'm letting it do what it do, baby. So again, I could have grabbed that profit when it was at 400 and some. I'm like, nope, I'm gonna let it just, I'm reading it, and then boom, there's the pop. There's the pop, and it's almost there. Not a guarantee it's gonna go there, but it's almost there. And once it gets up there and it starts tapping, boom, I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna grab that profit. Now, check this out. Remember, I said the stock market opens at 9:30. Each one of these candlesticks represents 1 minute. So the stock market opened at 9:30. This candlestick represents 9:30, 9:31, 9:32. 3 minutes, boom, we're out. Now, who would believe? Most people, if you tell them this, and they didn't see the breakdown and the educational part that I did, they'd be like, man, get out of here. That brother lying. Yeah, this is nah.
Some people
This
still
is,
might believe it.
they still might say that. They still might say it after seeing this. Say, there's nothing I can do about that. They can just stay out, miss out. But this is going on every day on Wall Street. Every day on Wall Street is going on, right? So we can either stay out of the game or we can say, I'm gonna get in the game. I'm gonna learn this. Now check this out. So you get me all fired up, Aziz, and in case you can tell, man, I love what I do. I love teaching this because most of our people don't have a clue about this. And Aziz was when we first met, he was like, man, I do real estate. I don't believe in that stock. That's what he said to me. I don't believe in that stock market stuff. Am I telling the truth?
Telling the truth, yes, sir.
And then I started showing him some stuff, and he said, well, okay, let me. The thing I want to compliment this brother on is that he keeps an open mind. He keeps an open mind, and he was willing to say, well, show me, show me what you got. And then once he saw it, he was like, you know what? I'm an investor myself and learn this, right? I'm a real estate guy, but that don't mean I can't do stock market too, because we're not sitting here all day long doing this. We're usually done in 15, 20 minutes max usually. But in this case, we were done in 3 minutes. Now, watch this. This was an example of making money when a stock went up. But remember, I said you can make money when a stock goes down. So let me show you guys. All right. I want you to look up here, June 26, 9:33, we got out. And here's the stock, GIS. So when a company is publicly traded, so that you don't have to write the whole company name out, they give it letters. So this particular stock is GIS. Here's the other crazy thing. I have absolutely no idea what GIS does, and I don't care. If I were investing and going to hold it for the long term, I want to know, what does this company do? What product? When we flip in stocks, I don't care what they do. I'm looking for a certain setup to get in and out. But I want to point out here, June 26, GIS made money going up. Now I want to demonstrate right here. All right. June 26, GIS again. Let me hit the video. We'll go back here. All right. June 26. Now it's 9:44 a.m. GIS again. Now we're going to see an example of making money going down. So what we made 1,200 going up. Now let's see if we can stack some money on top of that going down. All right. And this is just to show you can make money when the stock goes up and you can make money when the stock goes down on the exact same stock. All right. So let's go here. Order gets triggered. My brackets are around it. But this time, I want this stock to go down and hit this. I don't want it to go up. That's why I got this up here. If it goes up, I want it to hit that and get me out. That means I'm losing money. And I know it's a crazy concept to understand. Just take away from what I'm showing you guys that you can make money when a stock goes up and you can make money when a stock goes down. All right. And we show you how to set up a practice account. This is actually a practice account that I'm doing this in, but it has live stock market data, right? And we're going to show you how to do it in a live account. So now it's going down. I wanted to hit that. I don't think I even let it hit. I think I just like boom, grabbed it because it's adding profit on. I had 1,200. Now it's adding another, 300. And so I just went in and grabbed that profit and got out. So now you've seen an example of a stock making money when a stock goes up and making money when the stock goes down in price. This is what they're doing on Wall Street, but they're not going out advertising we're doing this, right? There's so many tips and tricks and things that they're doing on Wall Street we don't even have a clue about, right? And so I always like to show people, first I like to educate, then I like to demonstrate. We got to educate and demonstrate. And one of the things that I want to share with your listeners and your viewers is something that a lot of people don't talk about. And that is the quickest way to lose money in the stock market. And the quickest way to lose money in the stock market is just focus on the money, right? Don't be that viewer that saw this and be like, oh my God, I saw this flip, and man, I was watching Aziz, House and House of Aziz and Ross Bilton, and you can't even talk straight because you're like, and that money, I just want that money and do that. You're setting yourself up for failure. What you want to do is learn a system. You want to learn, JR, what is the system you use to do this? Right? It's the system that gets you to the money, right? Don't just focus on the money, because the system's the same, whether it's $1,500, whether it's $30 you made on a flip, whether it's $200 you made, we use the same system to get there. And so I want to share with you guys, okay, what does it take to get in our mentorship program? Because there's several things you have to have, right? And Aziz is somebody who, like I said, was a skeptic at first, kept an open mind, invested in himself, and now is working the system and understands how to do it and making money off of it. But in order for him to do that, he had to do these four things. Number one, he had to be coachable. He had to say, hey, you know what? I'm just going to come in and listen. He didn't come in saying, you know what, I'm a real estate expert. I know I know what to do. No, because this wasn't his area of expertise. Real estate, stock market, two totally different things. The second thing is you have to be willing to follow a proven system. I'm going to use Aziz again. He didn't come in and say, well, I got this system for flipping houses. I'm going to use that system. No. The brother came in, said, hey, just show me what to do. I'm going to follow the system. Then you have to show up for training. We have live trainings on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9. This is a typo. It should say 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Live trainings on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you can't make one or the other, that's no problem. We record them. And then the fourth thing is you got to be willing to invest in your education, right? It costs money. When I went to Hampton University, it costs money to go there, right? And so my parents invested in me going to school there to learn. In order for me to learn this, right, I spent 10 grand 20 years ago. I spent 10 grand. I don't know how much money that would be in today's terms. And overall, I've probably spent 100 grand learning all this different stuff that I know about the stock market. Been the best money I've ever spent in my life because I learned a money making skill. So if you don't answer yes to all four of these, can't be in our mentorship program. But if you answer yes to these, then what we do is we take you through a series of, you're going to watch a couple videos, and the videos that you watch, I teach them just like I'm teaching now. After you watch those couple of videos, then you can join our live group on Tuesdays and Thursdays, like we talked about. Then we show you how to open up a practice account so you can practice. And then from there, you start flipping. We show you how to start flipping live, right? So that's the 4-step process. But what's contained in our 1 year membership and mentorship program is I'm going to teach you my 14-step system. That's really what you want to know. The 14 steps that got me to that profit. That's the secret sauce, the 14 steps. Within those 14 steps, we're going to show you how to open up a special brokerage account to flip stocks, how to download and set up the software, how to set up your practice and live account, how to find stocks to flip, how to calculate profit and risk uh, with the pliers that we were showing you how to use. We're going to show you, okay, how do you set up an order? Like there's a certain way you got to set up an order. And then how do I know when to trigger? We're going to show you that. We're going to show you how and when to exit a trade. We're going to show you how to take your profits, right? And when to take them. Now, I want you guys, your listening audience, also to think about, it's been less than an hour. It's been maybe about 35, 40 minutes. And look at all that you've learned and how you learned it. I want you to pay attention to what you learned, and I want you to pay attention to the way I taught it. But the reason I bring this up is because I've been doing this for 20 years. Can you imagine the tips and tricks I have up my sleeve that I can teach? Right? This is a little appetizer. But for those who are really serious and interested in getting involved in our program, I got tips and tricks up my sleeve that I can teach to help people become successful traders, right? And that's our goal, to teach you step by step. You don't have to come in and figure anything out. You don't have to go read any book. You don't have to have any stock market knowledge. We teach you everything you need to know step by step by step. And so I just want to share a couple other things. You'll have access, as I mentioned, to our weekly live trainings. We have recordings of the trainings. We have a private community board, and we have a downloadable app that you can view your membership on. We don't do our flipping on an app. We use our laptop. But if you just wanted to access the videos and all this stuff up here, you can do that through our app. And I just want to hit real quick a couple common questions that people have. They're like, well, how long will it take me to learn to flip? Man, I'm ready to get to it, right? Each person is different. You go at your own pace. You want to make sure you understand the concepts. Can I lose money flipping stocks? Yeah. Not only can you, you will at some point, which is why you got to understand how the pliers work. And here's a little tip, red flag. If somebody says, I got a system, you're never going to lose money, they're lying. I got a system that I guarantee you get my educational program, you're going to make X amount per day or whatever. That's a lie and it's illegal. Can't do that because somebody got your educational program, right? And so we're straight shooters. Everybody who knows me and you guys know Aziz wouldn't have somebody on here month after month if I'm just going to be blowing smoke, as they say, blowing smoke up your skirt and all that stuff. Can I practice flipping stocks without risking losing their money? Yeah, absolutely. That's where we show you how to set up, your practice account. Do you guarantee overall I'll make money? No, no one can do that. But just like in anything else, when you're properly educated, have the correct tools and resources, and mentored and coached, your chances for success are drastically increased. When I make a profit flipping stocks, how do I get my money? This is the beautiful part. They drop that money into your account. As soon as that stock sells, drop it in your account. How do I access the money? You'll have your bank account attached to your brokerage account, and your brokerage account gives you ATM Visa card or MasterCard, and you can access it 24/7, just like you do on a regular bank account. Will anyone that's flipped that stock have access to my money or to my account? Nope. We're not interested in that. We show you how to set it up. This is what I get all the time, Aziz. Can I just give you the money to flip? Nope.
Yeah.
We're education and technology company. We teach people how to do this. But I did have a CEO come to me and offer me $500,000 to flip stocks for him. And I turned him down. Nope, not doing it. Are you guys a broker? No, we're an education and technology company. Do you give investment, legal, accounting, or tax or financial advice? No. Can I sign up and flip that stock and save up money to put in my account as I'm learning? Yep. We have a 1-year membership program. We don't automatically recharge your account. And do you offer a trial period, money back guarantee, refund? Nope. That's why we take all the time to share with you exactly what we have and what we offer, so that it's really crystal clear. So that's our program. I encourage those who are interested to go to Flip That Stock, and I'll show you this real quick. Go to flipthatstock.com and come down here. All right, all the way down here, and click on this, learn to trade, and then go down here and enter your information, and you're going to see those two videos that I just showed you. If you want to rewatch them, you'll see this video and you'll see this information, right? And here's what I want you to do for those who really want to interested in getting involved. Make sure you put Aziz's name in here. I always misvisit with two Z's or one Z.
Just one.
Okay, make sure you put his name in here, because when we see that you put his name in here, we're going to give you some special pricing. I'm not even going to go into all that right now. But if you don't put it in there, we're not going to know that you watch his show, and therefore you won't get the special pricing. But anybody who puts that in there, we'll get your information, and we'll send you a coupon with a special price on it. Okay.
And is it okay if they put the show name on there too, just in case they can't
Oh
remember?
yeah. Yeah, either put that or put the show name in there.
Ooh.
Just so we know that somehow you came from the show, right? But either way, yeah, we'll know, and then we can go from there.
Sounds good. So before we wrap it up, I'm gonna give you my little story background of me and JR. So I'm Jason, as you guys seen him on the show. He comes on as well. He's a business advisor and he teaches law at the University of Miami, I believe, or Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And I've known Jason's been my business advisor, which is JR's brother, for 10 plus years. Never met JR, never heard of JR, know anything about JR. We met at a conference. I was doing my podcast at a conference. We met. We talked about him coming on the show, and we started talking about the stocks a little bit. And again, like I said, I was never a stock guy. I told him, I'm not really interested in the stock, so on and so forth. And he said, just give me a minute and I'll explain to you what we do. He explained it. I was pretty much on board at that point. And so what he's saying as far as being simple, it's simple, right? I have him on the show because I like to deal with people, first of all, they're straight up, they're not going to, paint some picture in the sky that doesn't happen. And also I like to work with people that can show people very simply how they can make money, right? And that's what we do on our program, so he does that very simply. So a part of his criteria, he's talking about, the money, obviously you have to pay for the course. And like you said, they're going to give you a discount, but having the money to start off investing in stocks, you can put your money in your account a little bit at a time. You can take money out as you will, right? So there's no really constraints there. It doesn't cost, you can put it little as $250 in there. So it doesn't cost you a whole lot. JR suggests a little more, but you can just build that up. So the money should not be an issue. As far as the time goes, so I do have a business, and usually we're on Central Time. The market opens at 9:30. So at 8:30, I'm really getting my day started, seeing contracts and so forth and so on. So I wasn't able to attend every class. So I watched the recordings, right? So, but as time went on, I made it work. I put it in my schedule to say, all right, 8:30, I'm gonna be on the class live as much as possible. So I was able to make that work. But if you can in the beginning, that shouldn't stop you as well, right? Because you have recordings. And then, like he said, being as simple as it is, he shows you the program. And it's really, really just so simple to make money and to learn it after you set it up. So, I just want to kind of give you my story about the whole situation. He's not on here because we're trying to sell something necessarily. We're trying to offer something to the community. And again, he offered me something. I'm a part of the program. So, and I enjoyed it so much, and, I'm making money off of it, on a daily basis. And so I wanted to express that to you, to send that offer to you all, that you can make money with very little upfront investment. So I just want to share that with you before we hop off.
And I just want to say, and the funny part is that Aziz was a big skeptic. Nothing personal against me. He just didn't believe in the stock market at all because he didn't know anything about it. But again, to his credit, he said, "Hey man, I'm open to learn, and as long as you're open to learn, and those other 4 criteria that we talked about, hey, there's opportunity. There's definitely opportunity."
Yep.
So.
and I wasn't really one to learn anything. I have a business. I have a couple of, other things that I do on the side. I wasn't trying to think, having to think about a whole new program and a whole new business. I follow the 14 steps directly. I don't read anything about the stock market. I don't go and learn anything else about the stock market. JR says, here are 14 steps. I mastered that. He said, this is how you set up the program. I mastered that. Outside of that, I don't do anything, but based on what he's saying here, like I said, I'm not trying to be a stock market guru. I'm trying to make money simply in an easy format and an easy way that somebody can show me. And that's how you build wealth.
Mm-hmm. And you're doing it. And it's interesting because sometimes two of the big problems we have, Aziz, is one is the greed, because people start seeing, dang, I just clicked some buttons and I had the opportunity to make money, right? And keep in mind, notice I said the opportunity, not the guarantee, because again, those pliers are to make sure that if it doesn't go well, you'll have your risk amount, right? So that's one problem is, man, but when you start making it, you see how easy it is. It's like, so that greed gene kicks in, right? And you want more and more and more. So we all have a greed gene. We all went through it. And then the second thing is that people try and make it more complicated than it is. And I'm like, you don't have to go out here and read all these books. You don't have, just follow what I'm teaching y'all. I've been doing this for a long time. And to Aziz's credit, he said, man, look, I'm just going to do it. I got other businesses. This isn't meant for you to do all day. This is something you get up in the morning, you do, in less than an hour, and then you go on with the other day. And it has the opportunity to add some extra cash in your pocket, or quite a bit of extra cash.
Quite
So
a bit.
if I had to have a side hustle, this is the side hustle I want. Right.
That's what I
So
want. So we're
yeah.
gonna keep pushing it. We're gonna, you may have to hear this 5 or 6 times, but we're gonna keep pushing it. So once you get on, you be like, dang, I'm a little late to the game. But come to the game. That's all, whether you're late or not.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
We appreciate it as always, JR. And obviously next month, we'll have you doing something different. And then we'll revisit this whole thing maybe once every couple months. That way people that haven't can see it. And like I said, it's just valuable. And I hope, at least some of you guys that are listening say, hey, I'll give it a try, because you can come on, he can teach you some things before you get signed up. Because like you said, it's there's no guarantees. I lose money sometimes I make money, but overall I'm on the upper hand as far as making money. And again, with the investment that I have involved in it, you can't beat it. You can't do it anywhere else, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I look forward to coming on every month, and I have something, some major information to share with you guys next month.
Sounds good, brother. We appreciate you as usual. Have a good weekend.
All right. You do the same.
All right, peace.
Okay.
Different conversations as it relates to